Hello, everybody. It's me here again with another story. Now, I decided I wanted to tell a spooky story, because one, I just got done recording an episode of Phasmophobia, and I felt like telling some, creepy stuff since it is the month of spooky. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this story. So, this story takes place. When was it? I think it was like 2015, 2016, 2017. Somewhere in 2015, 16. One of the 2 years. I honestly don't remember. But I was hanging out with, guess who? Can you guess who? This guy's been featured in many of my stories. Name starts with a J, ends with an Aki. Yeah, once again, it was Jackie. Me and him are homies. We tight. He's involved in a lot of stories. So, I was hanging out with him, and we were at my house. We were just chilling in my room, in this room that I'm in right now, actually. We were just chilling, having a good night. He was staying the night. We were playing just a bunch of Halo, a bunch of COD, a bunch of games, watching a bunch of movies, spooky stuff, Mr. Nightmare, just having a good time. We were home alone, and by this point in the time in the story, it was around like 1, 2 a.m. and it was it was like June, so June 2016, hanging out with Jackie, 2 in the morning, home alone. No one's here except us. And the dogs, our dogs, just ran. How many dogs do we have? 2016, we had. Yeah, we had like two dogs. So our dogs in like 2016 just randomly started barking. Now, in all my other videos, you hear my dogs currently randomly barking all the time. They constantly bark. All they do, they bark at other dogs, other people walking down the road, cars. They bark at everything and anything. And these dogs that we had didn't really bark at much, so they only barked when people were around. And in my room, okay, I have two windows in my room. One of them facing directly the backyard, and one of them facing our side yard to our neighbor's fence. And the dogs were barking facing, from what it sounded like, facing the backyard, but by the side window because that's where their gate is. So they were barking into the backyard. And I was like, okay, what is this? Is someone out here? Because where I live, I've mentioned before, it's not the nicest area, and people do tend to just wander onto your property or try and break into your house, try and rob stuff. It's not a safe area, which is not good, which is why we keep our doors and stuff locked. That still doesn't make it any less terrifying, when you hear your dogs barking at someone in the back of your yard. But anyway, we were chilling, okay, and we heard the dogs barking, and we were like, okay, that's strange. Maybe they're barking another dog. All right, so we just went back to doing what we were doing, a little more on edge, just listening. And Jackie, he thought he heard something moving around. He was like, I think I hear something, and I was like, what do you hear? He was like, I don't know. It sounds like something like walking around. And I was like, where at? He was like, sounds like it's right beside, outside the window, the one facing the backyard. And I was like, okay, that's creepy. And so we walked over to the window, and with a bit of courage, we raised the curtains and looked out there. And one, we had the lights on in here, so we didn't see anything. But we didn't open the window because screw that. So we just closed it, and we're like, okay, well, let's just keep the doors locked. And then we blocked my door with my bed, and we're like, we're fine in here. You have weapons. If someone tries to come in, we'll murder them. So we're like, okay, we'll be good. And we go back to doing what we were doing for like 5 minutes. And he's like, I heard it again. And I was like, I didn't hear anything. And he said, it sounded like they were heading towards the left side of our house. So I was like, okay, you mean towards the door? And he's like, yes. And so we unbarricade the door very slowly and then open it. And then we're going out, okay? And we're going to get flashlights. And I went to check the back door, and it was unlocked. I swear up and down to God that we locked this back door. I double checked it. and it was locked when we went to my room. And then came back, and it's unlocked. Now, he couldn't have pranked me. He couldn't, like, gone out and unlocked it when I was, like, doing something, because we're in the same room. And I know he didn't unlock it whenever after I locked it, because he didn't leave this room. I'm the one who went out and did it myself. So I was like, what the hell? Because the back door is unlocked. We have two. We have a screen door, and we have the our wooden door. It isn't even wood, it's made of metal, but people just call it the wooden door. Both were unlocked. Now, the back door is loud when it opens, so no one came in, as far as I was aware. But I was still scared. I was like, okay, maybe someone's in this house right now. I was like, hey, dude, the back door's unlocked. He's like, what? I'm like, the back door was unlocked. He's like, I thought you locked it. I was like, I did, but it's unlocked now. So, we're like, okay, well, let's search this house and make sure it is clear. So I locked the back door, and, like, triple check, and, like, stay locked. I locked both of them. And then we searched the house. It was empty, okay? We come back to my room, and we're like, what is going on? Okay? And then I hear our front gate open. It is loud. It is a loud front gate, okay? You can hear it all. My room is in the back of the house. This front gate is outside in the front. You can hear it. That's how loud it is. So we hear it open, and we're like, was my parents' home, my grandparents, and then we open my door, go to the kitchen, look at the window. There's no car out there. No one's out there. But the front gate opened, and I was like, what the hell? And we have, like, a bay window type thing in our, like, our front living room. So we went in there, and we were sitting there. We're like, what are we gonna do? What's up? And out of the corner of my eye, I've seen something moving past this window. Something standing up, moving past this window. I was like, what in the fuck was that? Right? I, like, looked to my right. I'm like, dude, Jackie, look. And he looks, and he says he saw something, like, at the last second of it going away. And then we're like, what the fuck? Someone is out here? And we rush back to my room. We close it, barricade it, make sure everything's locked. We're like, what the hell do we do? What the fuck? What's going on? And then the unthinkable happens. Our back gate, the side one, it doesn't open. It's chained shut. So you have to, like, hop it. And I don't know how we didn't hear this dude hop it, but we didn't. You know what the next thing happens is? The next thing? You wanna guess? I'll give you 3 seconds. Did you guess? Hopefully. You probably guessed wrong. But you know what happened? We hear this. Not exactly like that, but we hear a loud-ass knocking on my window. And when I tell you I screamed, I screamed. We screamed. We fucking screamed, alright? We pushed my bed, we opened my door, and we ran. We ran back into the kitchen, and we're like, what in the fuck, what the fuck? Don't know who it was. I don't know if they were here to rob us, kill us, scare us, because they definitely scared us. We were holding knives at this point, and this is actually where the story where I got stabbed in the head occurred. So, yeah. So, yeah, there's that. Nothing ever happened to that either. We sat in the kitchen floor for like 30 minutes. Didn't hear anything else. We did the dumbest thing. We actually opened the door and started looking outside for this man. Didn't find him. Don't know who he was. Never came back. Oh, yeah. There's that. So, hope you enjoyed this spooky story for Spooky Month. Anyway, yeah. Subscribe. Hit the bell. Comment if you like this story. What else do I tell you guys? I don't remember. Comment, subscribe. Share it with your friends. Hit the bell. Only 95% of you are not subscribed, so usually subscribe if you like my content. So anyway, other than that, peace out, fellas.